There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
I have a separate video called Why You Will Hate the Floowandereeze, something like that. And these are the cards that I described on why everyone is going to hate this deck. You're going to love to play it to make people hate you, or you're going to hate to play against it. Now I'm going to show you the actual combos. And the hate starts with just a single card play. Rabina. Let's summon Rabina. Rabina is going to activate to search our deck for a level 4 or lower wing beast. That could search for the barrier statue, then we can normal summon it, additional summon it, and then your opponent cannot special summon. You can also search for a DD Crow. DD Crow is tacked into a lot of people's decks because it's searchable with the Rabina. Now, the main card you're going to be searching for is going to be the Floowandereeze Eglin. The Eglin is going to be the opposite of the Rabina. Rabina will search for level 4 or lower. The Eglin will search for level 7 or higher. And on the resolution, that's when you perform an additional summon. This is not special summon. You can't get Max Seed. No Max Seed. Max Seed does nothing against this deck. Now we're going to activate the Eglin. Eglin's going to be searching for the Empin. Empin to the hand. And then we have our additional summon. Let's additionally summon the Penguin onto the field. Very good. And then it's going to activate. You want to put the Empin on Chain Link 1, even though they probably would have Ash Blossomed you already. And now, there's a little trick here. You could add both of these back to your hand. Anytime these cards, while face up, leave the field, they get banished. And while they're banished and you summon a Winged Beast, they add themselves back to the hand. Now, what you want to do in most circumstances is not add both of them back to the hand. Only add one of them. Because during your opponent's turn, you're going to summon during your opponent's turn. And if your opponent has an Ash Blossom, we have a way to block Ash Blossom on their turn. So we'll just add back the Rabina. And remember, this is just a one-card combo. So we're going to add the Rabina back, and we're going to say no to the Eglin coming back because we want to Chain Link block next turn. Now, the card we want to search here, in most circumstances, will be the Dreaming Town Trap, which will allow us to summon during our opponent's turn. The field spell gives us an additional summon during our turn, lets us search for a card, and also is going to, by search I mean banish a card from the deck, which will add to the hand, and also it will allow us to summon during our opponent's turn if they normal summon. So the field spell is a lot better than the trap, but the trap is going to be, what if they don't normal summon? What if they play around the trap and you are then only stuck with a field spell? So you're generally, we will grab the trap. Let me explain to you what the Penguin does in addition to searching your deck for a Floowandereeze spell or trap. It has the ability that your opponent's special summoned monsters in attack position, which Link monsters can't be in defense, they cannot activate. Cannot activate. Anything in attack position that's special summoned cannot activate. So this alone is a floodgate built in. And also, if you want to battle into the Penguin, good luck, because once per battle, during the damage calculation, you can banish any card from your hand, and your opponent's monsters, attack and defense become halved. Halved. Trapped to our hand, you do not want to perform the additional summon with the effect of the Penguin, because we already used Rabina's once per turn, hard once per turn effect. You're going to pass. You're going to say no to that. We're going to set the trap. And now, during our opponent's turn, we're about to be hated. Get ready for the hate, mate. Now, during the main phase is when we could activate the trap to perform our additional summon. We're going to activate the trap. The trap has an additional effect in the graveyard. We'll talk about that in a bit. Come forth, Rabina, and now this is where they will use their Ash Blossom to negate your Rabina. Chain Link 1 your Rabina, Chain Link 2 your Eagle, and now you cannot get Ash Blossom. We're going to grab the barrier statue of the Stormwinds. Come to me. Now we have our additional summon. If you are really afraid of Ash Blossom after blocking the Ash Blossom, you can normal summon the barrier statue right now, and it will play around Ash Blossom, and then you are going to be restricting them from special summoning. Otherwise, we could summon the Eagle. If it gets Ash Blossom, we don't get the additional summon, but we're going to summon the Eagle. Come forth, Eagle. The Eagle is going to search for a level 7 or higher, and right here, after this resolves, we could normal summon the barrier statue, locking them out of special summoning except win monsters. Or we could summon Ryza, the Mega Monarch, which will return a card on the field, in the graveyard, to the top of the deck. So it could be our own graveyard. We could stack our own deck, and you could additionally return another card on the field back to the hand. So that's return 2 cards on the field and 1 card in the graveyard. And what's crazy about the Rise of Mega Monarch is it can return itself. And then you could continually loop the Ryza, returning a card on the field and the grave to the top of the deck, stacking your opponent's deck with bad cards. Maybe they have a Max C that they threw in the graveyard for nothing, and then because they know they're playing against you, and then, well, they lost now because you're going to put that Max C back on top of their deck, they lose their draw. Or you can grab the Apex Avian, which will be negate anything. By returning your Mist Valley back to your hand, you'll be able to negate, which also recycles itself. So we can grab the Mega Monarch to the hand, and then we could perform our additional summon, being the Mega Monarch or the Barrier Statue. Now, the Barrier Statue is going to just be locking them out of special summons, so I don't want to just show that, but we could do that. I'm going to show you the Mega Monarch play instead. Mega Monarch's going to be our additional summon. Now, the Mega Monarch states that it could be used for just 1 tribute. We could use 1 tribute if we use a tribute summon monster. So we could use our big penguin for a single tribute summon. Not that that would be a good play here, because if you can tribute everything besides the penguin, I would say that that is ideal. So just know that with 1 penguin, you can Mega Monarch the Mad Lads. So we get to tribute the Rabina and the Eagle tributes and come forth and summon the Mega Monarch. Now, the Mega Monarch is activating its mandatory effect to target a card on the field to return back to the deck, put on top of the deck. And then we're targeting a card in the graveyard to put on top of the deck. Now, the trap has an additional effect that says when you perform your tribute summon of a level 7 or higher monster while this is in the graveyard, you can banish this card to flip all of your opponent's monsters face down. So now you have a full field Book of Moon on this summon. Let's say our opponent has a full field. We could chain the trap. Well, actually, I just said no to the trap activating. But if you wanted to, you would activate the trap. I right-clicked. It's gone. The trap would flip the entire field face down, but there's no field anyway. We're returning it back to the deck. And this is where we could return the Mega Monarch back to our hand. Okay, actually, no, I do still have it. I do have it. There you go. Activate, banish, and then we could also add the Rabina back to the hand. So it's going to flip their field face down. And since we had to have a card in the graveyard to target to put on top of the deck, it didn't have to actually go on top of the deck to resolve the full effect. So you could return the Mega Monarch or return the Penguin, and that is going to be how the Mega Monarch works. Now I'm going to show you a crazy combo with the Mega Monarch that's going to piss off your opponent. Now what's crazy about this deck is the ability to use and abuse Dimension Shifter. They're going to play 3 of this card, and everything since the graveyard is banished. Everything. And what's the impact on that? Let's type in 2 the G, which stands for to the graveyard or to the GY. Now, Ash Blossom can be used while everything is being banished because it doesn't have to be sent to the graveyard. Max C cannot be used because it has to go to the graveyard, but it doesn't do anything against Floowandereeze anyway. If you look at Anaconda, Anaconda has to send the spell from the deck to the graveyard, so you cannot Anaconda under the Dimensional Shifter. It's going to be affecting 2 turns total. You can't even Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is a counter to this deck. So when they Dimension Shifter, you now cannot Effect Veiler. And if we look at the Enforcer summoned off of the DPE, summoned off of the Fusion Destiny, which is how you summon it, it destroys itself during the next turn. So if you Dimension Shifter and they DPE on that same turn, during the next turn while the Dimension Shifter is still in effect, the DPE is going to destroy itself during the end phase, banishing itself. And also the fusion materials, the Celestial, are going to be banished. So the Dimension Shifter is going to have a massive impact on duels. But what balances the Dimension Shifter is you can't use it if you have a card in the graveyard, and it sends itself to the graveyard. So it self-balances itself. But Floowandereeze is going to break that. It's going to imbalance it. Get ready. So we're going to activate the Dimension Shifter right away. Everything is now going to get banished. We're going to Rabina, activate, grab the Eagle. Eagle, additional summon, come forth onto the field. Eagle, activate, is going to grab our big Penguin. Penguin's going to tribute summon, banishing all these cards. We're going to leave one of them banished so that we could Chainlink block during the opponent's turn. We're going to put the Penguin on Chainlink 1. We'll put the Rabina on Chainlink 2. We could leave the Eagle banished, and then we're going to pass. We're going to grab the trap. We're going to say no to the additional summon. The deck could try to trick you sometimes. We're going to set this. And now during the opponent's turn, let's recycle the Dimension Shifter, which you're not supposed to do because it's supposed to put itself in the graveyard, then you can't use it again. So everything's going to get banished. We're going to flip this up to perform the additional summon during the main phase. Come forth and summon. We're going to put the Rabina on chain link 1. We're going to chain link block, grab the Eagle to the hand, and now we're going to be grabbing, grab a barrier statue here. We're going to additional summon the Eagle onto the fields. Come forth, Eagle. Eagle's going to activate, grabbing the Mega Monarch. Mega Monarch is going to be performed with the additional summon. We're going to additionally summon it right now. Tribute summon, yes, we're going to normal summon it using the Rabina and the Eagle. Come forth onto the fields. Now it's going to activate. We're going to return the opponent's monster back to the top of the deck. And we're going to return our Dimension Shifter to the top of our deck. Are you freaking kidding me? And we could return an additional card in the field back to the hand. We could recycle the Ryza back to our hand. And we're also going to grab the Rabina back to the hand. So back to the hand, and then look what happens next turn. We're under Dimension Shifter again. Again. So for the entire duel, you could have your opponent, all cards sent to the graveyard from the hand, from the fields, from the deck, is going to be banished. And a very big card this also counters is Droplet. Droplet has to send a card to the graveyard to negate. Droplet does well against this deck. So we counter Effect Veiler, we counter Droplet, we counter DPE. It's nuts. That's infinite recycling. And if they don't like the cards that we're putting back on top of the deck, they're drawing crappy cards, and we're recycling the Ryza Mega Monarch. Now I'm going to show you what happens if you open up the field spell. You can also open up a Rabina and an Eagle. If you don't need the Rabina to search the Eagle, then you're going to be able to have the barrier statue right away, and then definitely go Ryza Mega Monarch or Apex Avian during the opponent's turn. So it's a combination of the Rabina field spell or Rabina and the Eagle, and the deck plays lots of pots. Pot of P. You're going to play triple pot of P, triple pot of D, maybe play pot of E. It does conflict with the pot of P, but the more drawing, the better, because we really want to open up our Rabina. The field spell is going to be activated. The field spell has two main effects. During your opponent's turn, it allows you to summon during their turn if they perform a normal summon. That's crazy. The even better effect is you're going to reveal a Floowandereeze in your hand, banish a Floowandereeze from your deck, and then you're going to perform your additional summon. So we haven't not even performed our regular normal summon, but we're going to summon. And you can't max see this. So this is very good for searching for your Rabina. Search for it if you don't have it, and then you got big plays. We're going to banish the Eagle. And then this is going to be the additional summon. We're going to activate. The Rabina is going to be chain link blocked by the Eagle, so you cannot stop this with Ash. You cannot Ash the field spell. You cannot Ash the Rabina. Ash is not activatable right now. And we're going to grab the barrier statue. Now, if we summon the Eagle and they activate Ash, let's say that they Ash right now and we get negated. Well, I still have my normal summon. I could normal summon the barrier and they're locked out of special summoning. But let's say they didn't have Ash for this. Let's get popping off. Let's go. Let's grab the Empin. We're going to additional summon it. We're going to summon you. Tribute 1, 2. Thank you. Come forth onto the fields. We're going to use the Penguin. Make sure to chain link block it. Rabina to the hand. It also blocks Gamma. We're going to grab the Trap. Come to me, Trap. And then we're going to be performing our additional summon, which will be the barrier. So now you have the full wombo combo play, and your opponent cannot special summon. And then from here, you're popping off. Your normal summons, that could trigger the field spell. We don't even have to use our trap. We don't even. So we're going to perform our summon with Rabina because the opponent triggered our field spell. Rabina activates, Eagle activate, add back to the hand. Now Rabina adding a DD Crow right here could be very good. Add DD Crow, get popping off. So we'll just add something random, and then Eagle's going to perform the additional summon, and we know that they want to kill the statue. We want to protect the statue. So how are we going to protect the statue? We're going to grab the Ryza Mega Monarch. Ryza Mega Monarch is going to be spinning the deck. And there you go. You're going to be protected. You could tribute over the Penguin as a single tribute summon. You should not do that, though. And then get spinning. You could put the Penguin back on top of your deck, and you're great. There you go, mate. And then you can return the Ryza back to the hand if you want, and you're recycling. Then we got the Penguin next turn, back to our hand. They can't special summon. We disrupted their first summon, and that's what's crazy about this deck. Now, what you see on screen is essentially the base package of Floowandereeze to piss off your opponents. This will be the base of your deck. Could even probably drop the toucan to 1. And some additional cards that people are going to be playing in the deck are going to be cards like Book of Moon. Book of Moon's going to help us from not getting Effect Veilered. It's going to help us from not getting Impermanence. Impermanence and Effect Veiler are big ones. Now, the Dimension Shifter will counter Effect Veiler, so that's good there. But Impermanence will be annoying. And if you Book of Moon chains your Rabina Searching, then you're going to be okay. Now, when your monster's face down, it will not get banished. It will go to the graveyard instead. It's worth noting that. And another good card is going to be this one. This is nuts. If you control Wind Wing Beast, which is the entire deck, you activate this during your opponent's turn, and just like that, until the end of this turn, negate any monster effects your opponent activates from the hand, fields, grave, anywhere for the entire turn. It's a full turn skill drain that also covers the hand and graveyard. That is insane. But some mad lads, maybe they don't have room for this, and then Pot of E for more draw power. Now, there's a real possibility that this card won't come out. If this card doesn't come out, then the deck is probably not going to be top tier on release. This came out in a separate pack. There's a very good chance that it could come out. There's also a very good chance it does not come out, and you'll have to wait an additional month or 2 for this deck to be top tier and be pissed off about it. Maybe if I was Konami, I would wait to release this, but we'll see. This allows us to dodge Impermanence, dodge Effect Veiler, search for our Rabina, makes the deck a lot more consistent. If we don't have this card, then we might play cards like Where Art Thou, maybe? I don't know. Maybe Pathfinder to search the field spell. I don't know. Does that even have a confliction? You tell me. If we don't open this up when the new cards come out, then we might have to compensate a little bit, even with all of our draw power with Duality and Pot of P. And that is a deck. Those are the absolute basic combos. Recycle, spin the field, spin itself, rise a Mega Monarch, recycle the Dimension Shifter, negate with the Apex Avian, prevent them from special summoning, and then lock them out from their special summon attack position monsters, and also get search in. There's also another card I really do want to highlight here, is that with the Floowandereeze Unexplored Winds, this can allow you to tribute summon using your opponent's monsters or even cards on the field. If they have a field spell, a back row, a monster, and you tribute summon for a monster that requires 2 tributes, you use one of your Floowandereeze monsters and use one card your opponent controls, and they pretty much can't respond to it. You're not telling them, oh, I want to tribute that card, and they go, hold up, I'm going to flip it up. You just tribute it. You tribute their back row, tribute their monster. It's nuts. This also adds consistency to the deck. Reveal Wing Beast monsters in your hand, return them in the deck, draw cards, hopefully drawing into a play. And that is the deck. It is nuts. Let's go.